the Titans?
Very capable, coming off a big win. Looks like they'll get their quarterback back. Two very good edge players. Sound all across the board. Still diving into everything they do. Plus, you try to anticipate everything that they, might do against us. Or employ, and sometimes it's something that you haven't seen. Usually, like about every game, you'll get something that you haven't seen on tape before. So, all in all, though, it'd be what it always is in this one-week league. It's a football fight every week.
Did you get any more information on what happened on the end of half play after talking with the players?
Yeah, they called. We had an original call, and then the play got reset, and then we went with the original call, which was Hail Mary. We're going to throw it all the way down the field, one shot at the end zone, but Justin gave Q a heads up to get the ball early. So super exciting play. I mean, I feel the same way about it as I did during it, after. It was pretty exciting. Pretty exciting play. Then you start going, well, if Josh had thrown it just a little bit quicker to Ladd, maybe have been out flanking, could outflank the defense, and then see the great block by Justin. I mean, it was an opportunity, for him to do that. It was fun watching that. And then I'm thinking about coaching it, and then we'll probably never see it again. I mean, I've never seen that play before a half in my life, and we'll probably never see it again. So that's when I just said, okay, let's move on.
So how it unfolded was impromptu, or it was a call that you guys had drilled, like how that unfolded, like you guys had practiced that?
Yeah, it was a play that we practiced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ever get nervous during a play like that, or because it could go the other way too, or on a miss?
Yeah, that's why you don't really see it. That's why you don't see it before the half. That kind of desperation play before the half, multiple laterals, because it's not the end of the game. The end of the game is you either you score the touchdown or you lose the game. So it's all desperation time. You're take any chance that you can. But before the half, that could go the other way.
You mentioned the other day, at least, like all the players were on the same page about that play.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think that says about just kind of like the chemistry that you have on this team so far, and the way they communicate to each other, at least on the field?
I mean, it speaks a lot of volumes. Yeah, it speaks volumes for that. It was well now. Like when I say we practiced it, we maybe practiced it, but not to the level of the way they executed it. I mean, to the level they executed it was A++. So, she's a great point. I mean that's speaks volumes. Yeah, being all we're on the same page. So, and it's like as long as we're all right together. If we're all wrong together, I mean, that can still work out too.
Would you expect Gus, his activation window to be opened?
Yes, we're going to open that today.
And then Asante, is that on the table for this week? Or?
Nothing new to report on that one.
And then just with Junior and Sydney going to IR, are they potentially in play to come back at some point during the season? Or are those season ending for those guys?
Definitely think, most likely, God willing and the creek don't rise, each of them would be probably back in, as soon as they're possible, as soon as the window opens for them to be back. Yeah. 4 weeks.
Cameron has had missed extra points the last 2 games. Just in the film, is it anything with the operation or his technique?
No, I mean, all I can think of maybe move the extra point back to 50 yards plus. Yeah, make it a 55-yarder. He's the best. We total confidence.
And just with the defense, just the gains in progress it's made this year. How much of that is Jesse and his philosophy and his system? Because I mean, his first year at Michigan, you guys had marked gains too. Just what is it about him that he's been able to execute these turnarounds?
Yeah, I mean, huge piece, obviously, and that's what it's about. I mean, it's all pieces to the puzzle. Players, playing, coaches, coaching. The coordination of it, the play caller's ability to call the right play at the right time, the coordinator's ability to construct and architect the system, build it for the players to be successful, and for the players to have buy-in, and I saw that early on from really each position group, that they were getting buy-in from the coaches and what the coaches were telling, because you could hear and watch what the Mike Elson was doing in his room, or Steve Klinkscale, or Chris, or Dylan, or Bo, what they're teaching him, and then to directly see that show up in the drills and in the practices from the very beginning, back in June, and OTAs and mini camps. So there's been great buy-in there. How do you know if you got great buy-in? They're doing what the coaches are asking. They're doing their job, knowing their assignment, executing their assignment. And then it's like, and the other huge piece is the players themselves. And there's future Hall of Famer and Khalil Mack and Joey. Thule had an incredible game this past game. Became the first player in I don't know how many years to have 2+ sacks, plus 2+ tackles, plus 2 tackles in special team. He had a great game. Stat line is long. And the secondary, I mean, the players we've added, Joe and the personnel staff have added some great players. Elijah Molden's had a big impact. Denzel Perryman, ultimate team guy, been incredible. Daiyan Henley is a shining star. I mean, he's ascending to be a superstar. I mean, he's right on track to do that. The inside play of Poona Ford has been consistently great all season long. Such a great addition by the personnel staff. Total team guy. Otito Abonya has been great, and he keeps ascending and adding tools to his toolbox. Morgan Fox is coming off his best game of the season. So it's, I think it's it's a combination. Certainly a huge piece, and much credit goes to Jesse Minter, the way he's put it all together and the way he's coached it, and being the play caller.
I just feel like Eli Apple played.
Good.
For John went down, he was playing some significant snaps on the outside.
Yeah, really good. Good eye. 34 snaps. He played good. Probably would have had an interception the way he covered that slant route, but it got tipped. Could have been. But just getting in there. I mean, seeing his first action, you can predict now that it's going to, more acclimated he gets to the system, the better he's going to be as well. But very pleased.
Just when you have so many guys coming in and there isn't much of a drop off, particularly in the secondary. I know we talked a lot about the corners, but now you have another guy that you signed in the practice squad that comes in, and there's not really a drop off in how you're performing. What do you attribute that to? Is it a combination of things? Like, is it just the personnel staff identifying the talent? It's the coaching, it's the players themselves. Like, what do you think is the most important factor in being able to do that consistently?
Pieces to that puzzle, the personnel staff getting the right guys. I mean, and they're like, hey, competitors welcome. Joe, whoever you think, is going to help us. I mean, bring him on. Joe, we trust that way, and he keeps delivering. And then, he thought the same thing I thought, because I gave a game ball to Chris O'Leary and to Steve Klingscale this past game for the amount of, change we've had in the secondary, different players, all new, this season. Either they're new to the Chargers or they're new to those two coaches, and one to Jesse too, because that's just phenomenal. But it's those different pieces, and I think there's always anybody that comes into our secondary as well. Has the great example of Derwin James. He's completely infectious. All you really got to do is just dress like Derwin, talk like Derwin, walk like Derwin, go to attend meetings like Derwin does, fully engaged in everything that he's doing in the training environment at all times during the day, and listen to what Derwin tells you, and he's the one that's communicating the checks so often. I think that's another big piece, and Aloe and Elijah Molden has been a terrific leader. So is Chris Fulton, Asante. Having those veteran players showing the way, providing that leadership, that's a big piece to the puzzle. So I think those are it all works together.
Are you one of these type of coaches who breaks down the season by quarters? Because 2-2 first 4 games, 3-1 this recent 4 games.
I do that. I'm guilty as charged. Yeah, I break it down by game. It's a 1-week league, and each one of those games, that's a phase line, and that's the next phase line. Now, phase lines have code names. Code name Titans this week, but also in the quarters of the season too. First 4, second 4, third quarter, fourth quarter. 4 games. 3-1 is 3-1, and one of those quarters is, that's A plus. Trying to do everything we can to get to +5 wins. I break it down that way. +5 is a good magic number for making sure you're in the playoffs, and we're +2 right now. We're starting the third quarter, and the phase line is the Tennessee Titans. So guess I look at it all those ways.
I know coaches always go 1 week at a time and everything, but if you look back at the schedule 2-3 weeks ago, was there a feeling like if we want to make a playoff run, this is the period where we have to stack wins together just with the opponents that were and are coming up?
Yeah, the middle of the season is always critical that way. Like Bill Belichick talks about the middle 8 in a football game. There's a middle 8 in a season too. You could break it down, that way. 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are important games. The only joke I know is, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are big games.
You guys didn't make a trade at the deadline. Just how close were you guys to making a deal? Was there anything out there that piqued your interest?
Yeah, we didn't need. I don't think Joe saw where we needed a player at any position group. We love the guys. We feel great at every position group, and then it goes to want. And do we want somebody? Yeah. If Joe wants somebody, then let Batman do his work. And competitors will be welcome. So that's the way we were going about it. And I think the proof's in the pudding that we we like our guys. We like the players on this team and the direction that this team is going.
The way that Cam and Turner were playing, especially with all the injuries that you had at corner, did that kind of boost your guys' confidence in terms of like, hey, maybe we don't need to make a trade right now. These guys can be good in the future, and they're good right now.
Yeah, concur, agree, definitely.
Kind of the same at receiver too, with how Ladd's done the last, and it looks like Q's finally healthy again after
Yeah.
he was kind of struggling there for 3-4 games.
Who?
Quentin.
Oh, Quentin. Yeah, I mean, monster game. Back and feeling like they're doing a heck of a job. Kind of back to a full room. Brendan's on IR for a short time as well, but eventually I think he'll be back. God willing, and the creek don't rise. But that's 6 healthy receivers. That's pretty darn good. Pretty good.
Is DJ close to breaking into that game day being active? Or?
I think so. I mean, from my eye, he looks. Last week, he was doing, pitch count per period, and this week it's supposed to go up. So we'll see today. See how it looks see how he feels today and looks.
You've got a couple former Titans on your roster. You mentioned them a lot. He's in Pierre, Christian, Hassan, and
Elijah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has that group done? Particularly, some of those guys came in just before the start of the season.
Yeah. Well, Elijah, what a job he's doing, and so happy for him, for his family. I mean, just keep going, I love he did the kind of deal where he bets on himself, He's going to do really well, at the track that he's on. Couldn't be happier for him. Chris Fulton's been he's been a top guy for us right from the beginning. Just a great mover and total great teammate. T.R. Tart, his addition, it just keeps getting more and more and better and better. And what a guy to be around and talk to. I mean, you should talk to him. I mean, it's like the conversations are great, in depth, totally locked in, total team player, beast in the weight room, and phenomenal big momentum play this past game. But just keep adding. His reps just keep going up, and it's been a great addition to the team. Hassan is it's everything I know about Hassan. I mean, he's indispensable. I mean, he'll play any position. He's one of the most durable football players I've ever seen. He can do anything. I mean, he was a 6'7" high jumper in high school. He was a quarterback. He was a running back. He's played edge. Had 11 sacks in high school, and watched him at Michigan play edge. But he makes a big tackle on punt this past week. That could have got on our edge, but Hassan makes it. Big tackle by Thule, and Hassan was right there and took the collateral damage. I don't know if you saw it, and you see Hassan get up and a little limp, and then it's nothing. He's just right back out there making tackles again. The week before, you saw the heads up play on what would have been instead of a safety, could have been a touchdown if he's not right there on the spot to get it done. But just what an addition to the team. Indispensable guy.
You know Brian Callahan that well, because I know you and his dad were on staff at Oakland.
Yeah. Pretty well. When Brian was a high school quarterback in the Bay Area, when his dad was coaching, the head coach of the Raiders, and I was an assistant, and had a lot of fun with Brian. I trained him a little bit. Did some quarterback coaching out on the Raiders practice field. I really enjoy that. He's he was like locked in, dead serious, detailed, coachable. I mean, like a grown, guy had been in seasoned vet as a player or a coach, like when he was 15, 16 years old. And it was really, really phenomenal. And, just like his dad, great coach, one of the best, ever. Like Bill Callahan, Brian, like the branch doesn't fall too far from the tree. They're like very similar in the best kind of way.